All right, welcome back to another episode of the interview series. This is my teammate David Ravelis, and he did me the honor of answering a few questions for me. I'm going to pick his brain a little bit and then let him do some talking about some of the stuff that he's an expert in. He's a personal trainer. He knows a lot about nutrition, and he's really into mindfulness and how that can help make your life better. Let me just start off with a few questions, and then we'll work into stuff from there. Okay? Yeah. How long have you been training? Jiu Jitsu, wrestling, any sort of grappling, anything like that?
20 years.
20 years? Right on. What rank are you right now? And how long have you been at your current rank?
Currently a purple belt in the Jiu Jitsu belt system. That's been about 3 years.
What got you into doing Jiu Jitsu, mixed martial arts, wrestling?
I always wanted to be honorable, like a martial artist. Channel my energy, focus on something good, discipline myself, have mastery over myself. Since I was a little kid, I was inspired by all the movies. So that's why I chose the path.
Who are your top 3 favorite Jiu Jitsu competitors, or mixed martial artists, fighters, wrestlers? Who do you look up to the most?
Carlson Gracie Sr. That's a difficult question. It's like which discipline, which art, like which era. Carlson Gracie Sr., Dan Gable, Anderson Silva. I mean, those are pretty top 3 when I aspire to be something.
What's your favorite part about Jiu Jitsu?
Definitely the creativity.
How do you feel Jiu Jitsu, grappling, mixed martial arts in general, has helped you to both improve your life inside and out, on and off the mats?
Martial arts teach you virtue, teach you, courage and honesty, and you can't. The mats don't lie. Just trying to make better of yourself. You can always do better. You can always become better.
Is that what sort of brought you to digging into being a personal trainer and figuring out how to make health and nutrition a part of your life? Where do you feel like that fits in with what you're doing now? And tell me a little bit more about your fasting and training regimen and everything like that.
Yeah, so I like to adhere to Kaizen, continuous improvement. You have to have craftsmanship in mastering yourself. You master yourself over a lifetime. It's at the end, you look at it, it's a life well lived. And you're always working on yourself. But it's not these ideas of grandeur. It's just chipping away. Every little effort counts. Small, teeny goals add up to a larger collective whole. You look at everything. I'm always improving in every area, and you have to be able to track it. It's got to be measurable. And that's a mindset, that's a lifestyle, and that's how I get the most out of life. And I've realized that my quality of life is very, very high. And it's through some careful, conscious decision making. And I want to offer that to others because I know what it's like to struggle and suffer and to not have control of yourself and to be consumed by the external world. And I know how to get the power back, get back into the driver's seat. And I think reconnecting, everybody back to themselves, back to their people, and back to the world. I mean, that's what we need.
Outside of the mats or any grappling competition or anything like that, what inspires you to keep going, to keep pushing yourself, and what inspires you to get back on the mats and keep training?
If you focus on virtue, you can never realize a virtue. You can just be more of it and perpetuate it. You can never fully achieve. And it's not supposed to be fully realized. It's supposed to be just sought after and followed to no end. Following virtue, you get a lot more out of life. It's a rich life.
What are your goals for Jiu Jitsu and as you further down the mixed martial arts path?
I want to continue to compete at the highest level I can. I want to fight against people who are way better than me, way more experienced, and I just want to become better and compete at the highest level. I want to do a little more no-gi. They call me the no-gi yogi. I love the gi too. I still love wrestling, still love all the arts. But Jiu-Jitsu, I want to compete EBIs, ADCC. I want to go big.
What do you want your family or friends, anybody watching this at all, to take away from what you're saying here, what you have to say, and what you're doing?
Yeah, you can always become more than you are. You can always become better. And no matter what you're put up against, I mean, you can become better. Jiu-Jitsu will make you a better person. It will connect you to all walks of life. It will allow you to fulfill yourself in ways that you can't otherwise. And you don't need all the, fake materialism or all the extra jazz, Jiu-Jitsu, it's humility, and anyone can do it in any condition. And it connects everyone.
How do you feel like specifically your fasting and nutrition game plan affects your jiu-jitsu style, your jiu-jitsu game, etc.?
So I've been fasting since I was a kid. I don't advise kids to fast. But I had to do what I had to do to get to the highest level at wrestling. I had to make the sacrifices. It served my life. I knew where I was going. I had an end game. I did things that may not have been the healthiest, but college scholarships and a future, that's pretty great. As far as present day fasting, so again, I don't advise anyone under the age of 18. You need to talk to your medical doctor. If you want to go to an extreme protocol regimen, you better have people that you're working with and be very careful. Fasting, in my information, is not supposed to treat or diagnose any illness, but what it offers me is it allows me to recover faster. It allows me to think clear, use my higher mind. If I'm fighting, it's not a complete physical capacity. I am, 1, 3, 5 steps ahead in my head, and I have multiple strategies interchangeably happening at once. I'm not stuck in my own body. I'm able to evaluate better. I'm able to interact with others. For me, I'm so far into the fasting. We could do a whole podcast on it, but I actually did the last competition fasting, and that was interesting. That was very interesting to see what it does. For instance, I've done a 5-day fast as well and gone to training, and you would think, I'd be deteriorated, I'd be dying, but I was a monster. It was amazing. It blows my mind. Fasting can offer a lot for anxiety, for weight loss, fat loss, for mental clarity, for your recovery time. You got to think how heavy and difficult digestion is. That it's consuming. If our energy can free up to take care of more processes or deeper purification and restoration, just imagine what you could do.
What's your next immediate jiu-jitsu goal?
I want to win my next tournament and be ready for the rank of brown belt.
And long term, are you looking to be able to teach, have your own school or studio? Are you looking to just stay a competitor? What's your plans for further 5 years, 10 years in the future?
Oh yeah. I already try to teach here and there. I've been a teacher in the past, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, self-defense, also teaching yoga. All that, it's important. And I will teach. Opening my own academy, that's a possibility. Kind of, work with the community and see how the mentorship and the people before me, the groundwork they've laid and what they see. I'm going to consult with the community and see what they think is best. And I'm going to, take advice from all my mentors and our community, and we'll figure out what the next steps are. But that is an aspiration of mine, most definitely, to do whatever is necessary to perpetuate the art of jiu-jitsu and make sure more and more people get to do it.
You brought a lot of good information and answers. I wanted to give you some free time to go ahead and talk about whatever you felt you wanted to get off your chest. So please, anything that you wanted to go ahead with, let it out.
Yeah, like I've said, Jiu-Jitsu will restore your connection to yourself. It will restore your connection to others and restore your connection to community and the purpose you serve in this world. It offers many layers of connection. It offers many layers of development. And it is very rewarding and fulfilling. Anyone can do it. Young, old, injured, diseased, any background, any religion. It unites us all. And I highly advise and encourage you to enrich your life with Jiu-Jitsu. Connect with people you would never meet otherwise. Feel good about yourself. Jiu-Jitsu will take you very far. Even if you have injuries. Even if you have doubts. you can do jiu-jitsu. It'll be there for you.
Last question I have up, I wanted to go ahead and ask and give you a chance to do some self-promo. When's the next time we're going to see you compete on the mats, anything like that? When's your next competition?
So you can tune in live on Facebook, 3 p.m., 8-man EBI. Warrior Camp graciously is hosting it. Thank you so much, Warrior Camp. I'm very excited to compete, at your tournament. It's Pacific Northwest thing, so we got a lot of good grapplers from the area. That's October 24th, 2020.
What are you doing specifically now to get yourself ready for that competition? Is there anything you've changed about your diet, your training routine, or anything like that? Are you one of those people who sort of maintains a steady pace and you just have to keep pushing through?
Yes, I try not to change too much because I'm living it every day. I will train every day. You have to train such a level that you peak at a certain point. So you have to know when you're raising the level. You raise the level, you peak, and then you let it die down to re-peak. Because if you peak at the tournament, you kind of want to see what happens after you peak to then shoot back up. Okay, and we could go into detail about that, but you got to train every day. You got to be doing yoga, stretching. You got to be doing extra cardio, extra sleep. Sleep, it cannot be overlooked. Make sure your nutrition supplements are right. Make sure you're getting this stuff right like months in advance. Because then it's just easy. It's just like something you do every day. So yeah, I try not to change too much. For instance, I put off moving. That's like life stressors. Don't let life stressors get in the way of you doing the best at your competition. So I've kind of freed up the schedule too. I'm taking the mental pressure off. Like, I'm going to be clear-minded. I'm meditating a lot. I meditate sometimes an hour and a half a day. If I have enough time, I'll do more. But minimum, like 30, 40 minutes, minimum. Meditation is huge. I do have to cut a few pounds under my natural weight, but depending on my training frequency, I know my weight range and I maintain that. So I'll do a few subtle things about 2 weeks before and I won't even notice and I'll be exactly on weight.
What weight class are you competing at?
165.
Tell me a little bit more about the meditation and yoga. Are there any specific like yoga flows or movesets that you like to do? And what kind of meditation you do and how that affects your on the mats?
You can get my class, How to Use Mindfulness to Meditate. My branding is Wellness Advocacy 101. Wellness looks different for everybody. And my class, How to Use Mindfulness to Meditate, actually goes in how to assess the right energy level and need to match the meditation. So if I'm trying to tune out and slow down, say I'm working, I'm going, it's the end of the day, I train, things are good, maybe I'll do a lying down meditation, kind of get myself ready to drop to a deeper state, and then I'll go to sleep. Because if I try to just get in bed, I'll be kind of busy-minded, so I tone it down. And I like to do the standing meditations, but I do meditations every which way. You can meditate anywhere, anytime. You can take meditative breaks, take deep conscious breath. It only takes one conscious breath and you're back. And that's huge for wanting to train harder, more intensely. It's very important for the recovery.
Favorite yoga flows?
I do something called freestyle yoga artistry. I'm a teacher as well, and I have many developments in my own personal practice. I'm very animalistic, free flow. We just started walking upright maybe 200,000 years ago. It's debatable. So we don't even know how to use our spine upright correctly. So you got to get back to the ground on all fours and use your body accordingly and kind of aid your evolution. So I like to do stuff that's very natural, very free, very creative. I still use a lot of standard hot yoga sequence and vinyasa flows that are very well known and circulated. But I like to make sure that there's room for very good mobility and a little expression and creativity because I match it with the Jiu Jitsu. It's a happy marriage. And the yoga becomes the fight and the flow. And it all works together. So synergizing those two is very important for the development and success of my jiu-jitsu.
What do you feel is your best routine for recovery from a hard training session?
I will meditate beforehand. I will have proper hydration with minerals. Immediately after and during, I will have amino acids, essential aminos, and I'll meditate immediately after. If I need to stretch first, I will listen to my body. A lot of stretching, a lot of physical therapy, a lot of recovery work, stretching, yoga. I'll do it before and after, and make sure I meditate immediately before and immediately after.
Taking it back to jiu-jitsu a little bit, what's your favorite or your 3 favorite submissions?
It's hard. So hard. I think I'm going old school. I think the Kimura is the bee's knees. I mean, I used to be an armbar freak. That's like everywhere. But as a white belt, because I was a wrestler, so I learned an ankle lock, when I was a kid, and I could just jump in and hit it, and it's just that special to me, that ankle lock. I was just ripping people's ankles off. As a kid who didn't even know jiu-jitsu, so Kimura, knee, and I love the knee. It's hard, man. I think I answered it. Kimura, knee bar, ankle lock. I think if that's all I was given, I'd be good.
Okay, so for anyone who's taken an interest in what you said and wants to look further into it, learn more about it, what are the ways they can find you? What's your website, your Instagram, Twitter handles, all that?
Yeah, so you can find me. My brand is Wellness Advocacy 101. You can send me a message on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if you'd like to work one-on-one, or if you'd like to go further with anything I've said. My handles are Wellness Advo, ADVO for short. And my website would be wellness-advocacy.mykajabi, KAJABI.com to take my course.
Perfect. And if there's anything else you'd like to add?
If you'd like to work together or follow up on anything I've said, I'm totally available. Connect with me on social media. Otherwise, I just hope that any of this helped, and I really hope you take an interest or consider jiu-jitsu.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate it.